Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. 1 year has passed since I showed you my entire bag collection for the first time, so I thought it was about time to give you an update and show you how my collection has changed throughout the past year. I only sold one bag in 2022, so my collection has grown a bit. I started with 20 bags and now I count 27 a year later. I know, this is crazy, right? As I already talked about all the bags in detail in my 2021 bag collection video, I will just quickly go over those that I already had and focus a little bit more on the newest additions from 2022. If you're interested in getting to know more about the other bags, make sure to watch last year's video. I will leave you a link, of course. Last year I grouped the bags by brand. This year I will start with my oldest bag and move on towards my latest additions. Alright, grab yourself a snack, a tea, a coffee, or whatever you like if you haven't already, and I would say let's start with the first bag because this will probably take a while now. The brand of the bag that I'm going to show you first is currently very controversial. I am talking about Balenciaga, and I'm sure that you all have heard about that one specific campaign that I clearly distance myself from. By showing you these bags, I do not support or promote Balenciaga in any way. However, I want to be transparent with you about still having two Balenciaga bags in my collection. We've seen many people burning their Balenciaga items, but honestly, I don't think that this is an approach that is meaningful. It's just wasteful and nothing else than that. So I still own my Balenciaga navy pochette. It's the first designer bag that I ever got back in 2016. The one bag that started it all, that started my love for handbags, so to say. Just because of that, I could probably never get rid of this bag. There are just way too many memories attached to it. The second designer bag to follow was the APC Demi-Lune or Half Moon bag in black calfskin in the classic size. Also, this bag came at a quite friendly price point, so it was another perfect bag to start my collection with. I enjoyed wearing this bag a lot, but nowadays I do not reach out for it very often anymore. One reason for that is that I just don't find it practical to open and close. I did consider selling this bag sometimes, but I actually never ended up doing it as I still like the shape of the bag and the fact that it's not that popular anymore, so you don't see it that often on other people. In 2017, I got my very first Celine bag, the Celine Trio in the small size, which was extremely popular back then. Generally, Celine was big under Phoebe Philor's creative direction, and it took the brands years to recover from Hedi Sliman's takeover. I have the feeling that only in 2022, Celine started becoming big again with the revival of the Triomphe motif, which has been part of the Celine archive since the 1970s. After years away from the spotlight, Phoebe Philor just recently announced that her own brand will be launched in September this year, and as an old Celine fan, I can't wait to see what she's up to. Back to the bag, this is still one of my most worn bags, especially when I'm in the mood for something more muted and understatement. In November 2017, I got my first Proenza Schouler bag. I was absolutely in love with that bag design back then, and I wanted to have it in every neutral shade available. I loved the combination of this clean and minimalistic shape paired with such a statement hardware. These were also the years where the Farfetch sale was absolutely killing it. I made so many good bag deals back then, such as this one, which I got for 40% off. I fell so in love with this bag that a couple of weeks later I got it in black as well, again in the Farfetch sale for a very good price. The PS11 is still one of my all-time favorite bags until today, even though it might have lost its popularity. I still reach out to these two bags a lot. I absolutely love wearing them and the quality is absolutely amazing. They almost show, or actually they do not show any marks of wear, so they are still in perfect condition and they are just one of my favorites in my collection. In April 2018, I continued extending my little Proenza Schouler collection with my third PS bag, which is the Hava model. I love the more playful look of those braided details on the strap here, as all the other bags that I had at this point were quite plain and minimalistic. It was a perfect spring-summer bag, and when I saw it going on sale for again 50% off, I did not hesitate for long to make it mine. And again, this turned out to be a good decision, as this one is still one of my favorite spring-summer bags. And I scored another bag in the Farfetch sale in spring 2018, the J.W. Anderson Mini Pierce bag for 40% off. I was really having a phase of being super lucky when it came to sale finds, but I think this was actually the last good deal that I made on Farfetch, Since then, I did not find any good bargains anymore. On my first trip to Copenhagen in summer 2018, I got my second Celine trio in this beautiful grey shade. It's the same size as my black one, but it has a different type of leather, which is a little bit more structured. This one was a very spontaneous purchase, but this combination of grey and gold was just love at first sight. And if you watch this video until the end, you will see that this love for grey and gold is still strong, as I even ended up getting a Chanel bag in this combo a few years later. In December 2018, on a short getaway to Milano, I got my fourth and until now last Proenza Schouler bag. This bigger version of my white PS11 was my very first vintage bag that I got again for a very good price. Unfortunately, as already said in last year's video, I have to admit that this is still my least worn PS bag, as I just keep reaching out for the tinies instead, as they are just a little bit more comfortable to wear, because this is quite big for my frame. This is why I put this bag out for sale, but obviously nobody has showed interest in it yet, so this is why I still have it in my wardrobe. I know that Proenza Schouler bags are currently not popular at all, but I'm not willing to give away this bag for a ridiculous price. Before I do that, I rather prefer to keep it. Oh, actually there's one more bag that I scored in the Farfetch sale, which is my Karl Lagerfeld icon bag. This bag I've been carrying to university and work, and I also use it as a travel bag for years and years. It has held up so well, it is such a good quality, and it is still my favorite everyday bag. Being a Karl Lagerfeld fan anyways and enjoying this bag here so much, I later added the smaller version of this one in beige to my collection. This time not from Farfetch, but from the Karl Lagerfeld website itself, and guess what? Again, I was able to score this bag on sale. I think this now really marks the end of my good bargaining years. Let's be honest, the Farfetch sale is just not what it was back then, and I also slowly started looking out for more high-end luxury brands, moving into the direction of YSL for the beginning. So in spring 2019, I got my hands on my very first YSL bag, which is this medium Loulou here in this beautiful off-white shade. This is one of the very few bags that I own with silver hardware, which comes in handy quite often, as I do own quite a lot of silver jewelry, and it also makes it easier to match with the hardware on jackets. Sometimes I have those days where I just don't like mixing metals, and I rather keep it all gold or all silver, where this bag becomes the perfect pick. When I was back in Copenhagen for the second time a year later, in July 2019, I got a second APC Paris Demi Lune bag in this bright pink shade. I really liked that shade back then, as it was so summery, but I have to admit that I ended up hating this color and I never wore this bag. It was just too bright. I still do like muted shades of pink, thinking like more blush tones and pastel pink shades, but this bag was simply too loud for me and it didn't really fit into my neutral way of dressing. This is why I decided to sell this bag, and I found a new owner very soon that I hope appreciates and enjoys wearing this bag much more than I did. 2019 was a very special year to me when it comes to my bag collection, as this is the year where I got my very first Chanel bag. Of course, I started with the most classic Chanel bag, which is the classic double flap in black lambskin with yellow gold hardware. No need to say that this is definitely my all-time favorite bag in my collection. I will always remember that moment when I got it gifted for my master's degree graduation. If I would have to just keep one bag, this would be the one. Alright, let's move on with the second Balenciaga bag that I got, which is the B crossbody bag that I got 4 years later after the navy pochette in 2020. This beautiful sand tone paired with the H gold hardware just got me in the second where I saw it for the first time. In last year's video, I mentioned that I'm considering getting the Balenciaga hourglass bag as well, but after Balenciaga's recent actions, I decided to not get anything from the brand anymore for now. And I have the feeling that the hype of the hourglass bag was over quite quickly, so as predicted, it was a short-term trend bag and I'm not interested in this bag style anymore. I currently have 2 Dior bags in my collection. The first one that I got in 2020 for my birthday is this one here, which is the Dior Montaigne in navy oblique jacquard. The oblique pattern was so big this year that I did not only end up with this bag, but I also got the matching belt and cosmetic pouch. At some point I started getting tired of seeing the oblique pattern everywhere, but I have to say that I still like those 3 items until today. In spring 2021, I got the Loewe basket bag in the medium size. Until today, this is the only basket bag I have, and although the trend around this bag may have faded a little bit, this is still one of my favorite spring-summer bags besides my Proenza Schouler Haber. It is made out of hand-woven palm leaves, so it is super lightweight, and I'm looking much forward to wearing this bag more often again once the warmer days come back. Alright, let's continue with the second Chanel bag of my collection. It is this beautiful Chanel 19 bag here. It was bought already in March, but I had to wait until summer as I got this bag gifted for my 25th birthday. I think the color is called dark beige, and what I love so much about the 19 bag is the mixed hardware so that you can combine it with gold and with silver. This is the large size, and in the meantime I think I do prefer the medium one as it's just a little bit more practical to carry around in everyday life. But this size definitely fits a lot and is also perfect as a traveling bag. The 19 bag quickly became my favorite Chanel bag model besides the classic flaps. So in July 2021, I already got my second Chanel 19 in the medium size this time, which is the smallest Chanel 19 bag besides the wallet on chain. This is the first and only tweed bag in my collection so far, and I'm obsessed with this gray and gold combo. This bag I usually wear more in the fall and winter season, maybe even in the early spring days, but it's definitely not a summer bag as it feels so soft and cozy to the touch, almost like a warm winter wool knit. If you want to see more about this beauty here, make sure to watch out my latest video where I talked about all the details of this bag. In late 2021, I added the small version of the Loulou to my collection in this beautiful dark caramel shade, which is called Dark Naturel. This was my second and until last YSL bag that I bought. The Loulou is obviously my favorite YSL style, but I'm still open for some other models such as the Solferino or the Sunset bag. As I did not have such a dark brown shade yet, this was a perfect addition to my closet. I think it was also somewhere in 2021 when I discovered Sagan Vienna, which is an Austrian brand. I got the small Vienna crossbody 3-color bag, which is definitely a bag that you do not see often. There's so much love to detail in this bag, from the Viennese netting here to the multicolor interwoven strap details here. As I'm from Austria, I thought it would be nice to have at least one bag from a local designer in my collection. If you watch my videos, you already know that for Christmas 2021 I got my first diorsaddlebag in this beautiful color here, which is called Latte in grained calfskin with H-gold hardware. I am still a big fan of this bag and I wear it quite often as I think it just gives every outfit such a special touch with this very unique shape. In January 2022, I did a little sale shopping and I found the Anine Bing tailing tote, which was quite an impulsive purchase. I thought this would be a nice everyday bag, but I have to say that I do not enjoy wearing this as much as expected. I talked about this more in detail in my best and worst purchases video, but long story short, I'm just not happy with the quality of this bag. In June 2022, I went to Paris and visited the Chanel 31 Rue Cambon boutique for the very first time, where I got this beauty here. My chaneldeauville bag in the medium size in this beautiful dark beige shade, which almost has kind of an olive green undertone to it. Such a perfect neutral shade. I was tempted to get it in a light cream shade, but I think I've definitely made the right decision here going for the darker one, as the light one would probably have shown stains very quickly. This shade here excuses a lot. This is also the first and only larger shopping tote in my collection, and of course this is also the perfect travel bag as it fits so much. I could not have imagined any better souvenir from Paris than this bag, as it obviously has the address of the iconic boutique where I got it from on it. I also got a photo on the staircase where Coco used to sit, so there are already so many memories attached to this bag. I really love it. It seems like I kind of had a Chanel lucky streak at this time, as on the same trip I got another Chanel bag that I could not have left behind. I've been wanting a classic flap in a lighter neutral shade for so long, so I knew that I could not let this bag here go when it was put into my hands at the Chanel Printemps boutique. As I was looking for a beige or white classic flap for such a long time, I was so happy when I finally found this beauty here in Paris. It's the small size with champagne gold hardware, which was also the perfect addition to the medium black classic flap that I already had with the yellow gold hardware. I'm still on a hunt for the white one, as you might know if you watch my videos, as I think I keep telling you this in every video. And as the two flaps that I have now are both in lambskin, I would love to get the white one in caviar, so fingers crossed that I will maybe find it this year. I would love to get the white one in a mini size, because this is obviously what is still missing in my flap bag collection, but this is extra hard to get, so I would be happy with any size up to a medium like this one. So this white classic flap would make my little classic flap collection complete, as I'm obviously not too much into color. I mean, I never rule out that I might still come across a color that I like. maybe some nice pastel shade, but for now I think that the trio of a black, a beige and a white classic flap would be perfect. For my birthday last year, I got gifted my very first Fendi bag, which is this little Fendi mini baguette. I just love this bag. It is so easy to wear. It's a statement piece, but still not crying too much for attention, as it comes in this beautiful muted brown shades. The jacquard with this Fendi monogram is obviously a Fendi classic, and this little bag actually fits way more than you would expect. I just really like this bag. It is such a nice piece, and with its top handle and the longer chain strap that I've hidden inside, let me put it out. It is obviously very comfortable to wear too. As you might have noticed, there are not many vintage bags in my collection. I've never been a huge vintage shopper, but if I come across a good find, I'm definitely open for it. They recently opened a new vintage store in Vienna, and when browsing for their selection, I came across this vintage Dior duffel bag that is from the John Galliano Fall Winter 2001 collection. I think this is a pretty rare find. There are currently not many in the resale market available. As mentioned before, I still do like the dioroblique look a lot, and I really like this sporty look of this bag, which is why I use it as a gym bag, for which it also has the perfect size. Occasionally, my boyfriend also likes to steal this bag, especially when we are traveling. I think this is such a unique piece and I love and wear it a lot. And as it is vintage, it obviously already has its marks, so I do not worry about it too much when wearing it. And we have come to the last and most recent bag in my collection, which is another Chanel 19. If you've watched my latest videos, you already know this bag. It is another Chanel 19 in the medium size in this more than perfect pearly white shade that I got on my second trip to Paris in December. As it is so hard to find a white classic flap and I was really missing a white Chanel bag in my collection, I thought that this one here is the perfect alternative. I love the 19 model with its a bit more casual and slouchy look. It is so easy to style, super comfortable to wear, and it actually also fits a lot. I got this one also in the Rue Cambon boutique, which was always my dream. Getting a white Chanel bag in a white Rue Cambon box, so dreamy, isn't it? I'm not sure if I would let go of this bag if I come across a white classic flap. I always thought that I would do so, but I'm actually not so sure anymore, as these two bag styles are still quite different, even though they might look a little bit similar. The 19 is just a perfect everyday bag, while the classic flap is way more chic. But it is also less practical than the 19 one, because this one is way harder to open and close as it's more stiff. The classic flap is super soft, so you see it already in the shape that it is way more slouchy than the classic flap. So I think they are actually quite different, and I think it would be hard to let go of this one, even though I might find the white classic flap. So let's see if I will even find a white classic flap soon, and if I do, I will definitely keep you updated on what I will do. We'll see what time will bring. I will definitely share the evolution of my bag collection with you, and I'm already curious myself to see how my collection will develop over this year. I'm obviously not that good at letting go of bags, but I also do not want to grow my collection too big, as I already see that with my current collection I do not reach out to some bags as often as I would want to. I would like to get into Hermès a bit this year, but we all know that it's obviously not so easy to get a hold of those bags that I'm interested in. Speaking of a Birkin 25 or 30, a mini Kelly or a Kelly pochette. If you're interested in what exact specifications I'm looking out for in Hermès bags, make sure to watch my Wishlist 2023 video, and at the end of this year we'll see which wishes I could turn into reality. This is it, guys. This is my complete bag collection as of today. My collection has actually grown a lot over the past year, especially when it comes to Chanel. I might consider selling some bags in the future to ensure that my collection does not grow too big, so that I still get to wear all of the bags, as they simply do not deserve to just sit on the shelves. Creating the perfect bag collection is a process, so I will continue working on curating a selection of timeless classics that will spark joy for many, many years. If you're interested in any specific bag, let me know in the comments and I can make a detailed review video about it. I'm also planning to do some more bag comparison videos this year. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I would love to know which of the bags that I've shown is your favorite. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you like my videos, and stay tuned for the upcoming ones. I did a little shopping in Vienna this weekend and I got some lovely new pieces to share with you, so I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye guys!